those two key data points. First being the US GDP decreased in Q1 by 0.3%. So not a huge decrease, but what a lot of forecasters and experts are now predicting is that at least a technical recession is probably in the cards for the first half of this year, if not continuing on. A technical recession is when you have two consecutive quarters of GDP growth decline. So again, not a huge number. It's not even defined by a specific amount of drawdown, but just two consecutive quarters of GDP drawdown is considered a technical recession. A lot of forecasters are predicting that as Q2 with the tariffs and some of the other things that are at play potentially are going to be a drag on the overall GDP. The second factor, and I think maybe the more important factor to keep an eye on, is the fact that core personal consumption expenditure, and that is what the Fed really looks at in terms of the gauge of overall inflation, that increased from Q4 to Q1 by almost 100 basis points. So you really don't like to see GDP growth going down while inflation is going up. That is a very difficult environment for the Fed to figure out. So again, keep your head on a swivel, potentially technical recession happening in the first half of 2025, and keep a close eye on that inflation gauge, because it's going to be really tricky if you have to raise interest rates when GDP growth is already declining. So could be an interesting year. Comment down below what you guys are thinking, and let's make it a great day.